listening to the MOTO-MOTO live show, hosted by my dad, Jack Brassfield.
So let me ask you, did you drive that big Tonka truck here or what? So it's the fourth lap. You've been in the lead the entire race, and you tangled up with some banners? Are you kidding me? I'm telling you, this is the next wave. Don't tell me about struggle. When I started racing, I was going to the track in a four-door car. My bike was in the trunk. Okay, it's time to get serious. The windows are down. You're driving down the back road. Are you listening to country or rock and roll? Tell me seriously, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
You are now listening to the MOTO-MOTO live show, hosted by my dad, Jack Brassfield.
Okay, it's the last lap. Your teammate is right in front of you, and it's the last corner. What's your next move? Supercross, motocross, arena cross, I don't care. These guys are the gnarliest men on the planet. And let's not forget about the women in this sport. Kawasaki, Suzuki, Yamaha, Honda, KTM, Gas, Husky. What's next, guys? Bull Taco? Last week, you made it to the podium. Who helped you get there? Now, let's talk about the lappers. Now, I don't know about you. I've got a different view on this. If I'm in 8th place, and I get the blue flag, I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm racing for 8th place.
You're now listening to the MOTO-MOTO live show, hosted by my dad, Jack Brassfield.
No, I disagree totally. The last chance qualifier is my favorite race of the night. When else are you going to have everybody laying it all on the line just to get into the main event? So what's your training look like these days? Is that milkshake part of it? Who's your first favorite?
Yeah, this is a whole production.
Favorite set of gear?
I feel like this is like more than Pulp Max.
They say everybody puts
Steve,
their
watch
pants
out.
on the same
Yeah,
way.
dude.
That's right,
Is it
Steve.
left leg first or right? You know, I don't care what they say. We were friends before this race, but I'm not going to dinner after this is over. Okay, you're on the podium. Your mechanic hands you the hat to do the interview. Is it ears tucked in or regular status? Chocolate or vanilla?
Sit back,
Not good.
relax.
Not
Here
good.
comes Jack Brassfield with the MOTO-MOTO
It
live
started
show.
out good. I qualified really well, but then E-Race came around, just no roof brakes. And then LCQ, Cade cleaned me.
All right, we are live. Welcome to the MOTO-MOTO live show right here in Arlington, Texas. And we're being hosted right here at the Sheraton Hotel. Thank you to the Sheraton Hotel for letting us host this and sponsoring the event. I'm your host, Jack Brassfield, along with my co-host, Jackson Brassfield. What's up? What's up? Say hello, Jackson. All right. So thank you to the Sheraton Hotels for hosting our show. Sheraton Hotels have locations all over the world, 446 locations to be exact, with locations in North America, South America, Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and the Caribbean. We're having some sound problems. Okay, so let me tell you about tonight's guest. Tonight's guest is 32 years old. He's a professional supercross motocross racer. He stands at 5'4" tall, weighing in at 140 pounds. Why am I saying it like that? Because these guys are fighters, man. I'm telling you. You need to turn the TV on. He turned pro in 2008. He has 21 career pro motocross podiums, 2 pro motocross wins, runner-up twice in the Outdoor AMA Championship, 2016 and 2018. He was 5th place in your 2019 Supercross Championship last year. He took 6th overall in the 2020 Supercross Championship. He currently rides for the Manluk Rock River Merge Yamaha team. Guys, welcome to the stage, Alex Martin.
That sounded pretty good.
Yeah, that was good. Like I'm over here. I'm like, how do I follow that, dude?
Fight night.
So we'll introduce Alex Ray here in a little bit. He's going to be our privateer profile tonight. And we're going to focus the first 30 minutes on Alex Martin. I'm going to have to get that right, Alex and Alex.
Hey.
I don't know how that turned out to be, but how the heck are you, man?
Yeah, I got a good solution. A-Ray and Troll Train.
A-Ray?
That works.
A-Ray and
Yeah.
Troll Train.
Yeah.
Troll Train. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. How the heck are you, man? What's going on?
Good. Yeah, it's we've had a little bit of rough luck lately. A little bummed. Just this last night, Tuesday, crashed in the whoops in the third time practice and tweaked my wrist. So got it wrapped up. Just going to try my best to be ready for Saturday. But overall, it's definitely kind of been a rough go with the first crash in Orlando too. Literally first lap of the main event. My brother crashed his dislocated shoulder. I crashed, knocked out. And followed that with about 4 hours of basically no memory of anything for 4 hours after that crash.
Oh my God.
And then luckily we had the weekend off there, so I was able to kind of heal up and get right again, more mentally more than anything. And then was able to race Daytona, raced Arlington 1. And then, even Arlington 1, I was running in fifth, and we had a mechanical issue with 2 laps to go. Two laps to go. So lap 19 of 21. So, I mean, more or less, honestly, I'm really stoked with the Manluk Rock River Merge team, what we put together. It's really exciting. And I've had a lot of good vibes, feeling good on the bike. But it's just been a little frustrating. I feel like we just don't have any luck this year. I'm just going to keep grinding. It's kind of the story of my career. Just keep the nose down, keep grinding, and I feel like there's better days ahead.
Awesome. Yeah, we were tuned in from the couch at home on Saturday, and I'm like, dude, fifth place, awesome. He's running, he's up there, and you had a huge spread on sixth place, and then all of a sudden you just start falling back. I mean, what'd you fall to on Saturday?
I don't know. I mean, the last 2 laps I basically had to roll every jump on the track, and I was just. I actually did a whole lap with the bike, because I'll never forget it. I went 3 onto one of the tables, the one table where Marvin crashed right after the whoops, Arlington 1, and it felt like the brakes were on the face of that jump. Oof, and I was just like, oh no, my heart just sunk. But I did a whole nother lap, kind of babying the bike, just quarter throttle everywhere. We still had a good gap on Marshbanks for fifth. And then lap later, the thing really started slowing down. So I think I ended up 14th. So
that's not bad for a dying bike. And you know what? A lot of guys. I mean, Jackson races. He's had bike failure, and I feel so bad when it happens. And I always turn to him, and I'm like, Jackson, this can happen at any team. This can happen at a factory level. I mean, you're basically at a factory level. I mean, guys like me and Alex Ray would call it a factory level. Okay.
Yeah.
And it happens anywhere. It can happen to Tomac and Hack'em Rocks, and it happens.
I will say this: I rode for a factory team there for a few months, and I think I blew up 2 of them. So
I was gonna elaborate on that. I think a lot of people can remember High Point 2016. I blew a bike in the first moto on Star Yamaha, smoking everywhere, and then next moto my brother blew a bike up or blew an engine up. So. I've blown up bikes on JGR. I mean, it's common. We're pushing these engines, especially the 250 class. You're pushing the engine for as much as you can get out of it, horsepower-wise.
Yeah.
And sometimes that does affect the reliability. Merge this year, Jim Lewis of Merge is doing our suspension and engines, and honestly, they've done a phenomenal job with the money and the budget that we have. There's been a few starts this year where I've started next to Justin Cooper, and I've yanked him out of the hole. So that's no small feat, when you're on a privateer Yamaha. So, I think we're going in the right direction, and that's, the engine failure is definitely not we don't necessarily know if it exactly was the engine either way, but there was definitely an issue with the bike, and we're definitely doing our part, and Jim Lewis is doing his part to provide us with good equipment. So.
Awesome. So I was down here Friday doing recon on this hotel and signing the contract and getting everything ready. And so when I left here, I drove straight to Compound 77 hoping to catch you. And so Dixon told me, oh, yeah, he was here yesterday training, and he brought me in the shop and everything. He's like, check out what we're doing. So they're super pumped on you. You are like their man. They're rooting for you. So when something like that happens on Saturday and last night, I mean, how's the morale of that team? I mean, you're the only rider on the team. So what do they do to regroup and say, okay, wait, just shake this off. We're back at it. The bike's better, right? The bike's ready for Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all on the same page. Good vibes. Like I said, the Manluk Rock River Merge team. We've got a good group of people going to the race every weekend. And I know that Jim and Redane are busting their butt day in and day out to give me a good bike, and that's all I can ask for. Is that. And I mean, they're working just as hard as I am. And so I appreciate that, and I know that we have better days ahead, so it'll be all right.
So for those out there watching, we're Facebook Live and Instagram Live tonight. So and we'll drop this to the podcast formats tomorrow and YouTube. So for those that are watching or don't know, what is Manluk? What is Manluk Racing?
So basically Manluk is Frank Lubigi. He's out of Canada, and he has a company that manufactures drill bits for offshore drilling companies.
Okay.
So basically, I haven't actually met Frank in person, talked to him on the phone, text message here and there, but I know he's good friends with Lewis Long and Jim Lewis, and so they kind of were the masterminds behind this whole thing and put it together. And honestly, I think Frank is just a big fan of the sport, big fan of motorsports in general. And I think he had, for a few years now, he's had a Canadian motocross team that he's kind of funded up in Canada. And super, super grateful and fortunate that he was on board and going racing with us this year.
So now we know, drill bits.
Oh, yeah.
Drill bits.
Yeah,
I'm in
sick.
the wrong business.
I like that,
Awesome.
yeah.
You got that, Randall? Drill bits.
Drill bits.
Let's go back home and put it to the drawing table.
Yeah,
All right, let's figure out a drill bit. All right, so hey, we're going to jump right into this Icebreakers segment. Icebreakers is geared around getting to know these riders, okay? I know you guys can Google, you can watch on TV, you can find out what they're doing on their bike and all that, but when you leave my show, I want you to feel like you know these guys. So the Icebreakers is all about that. Icebreakers today is brought to you by Roost MX, roostmx.net. Christina Denny has stepped up big time. She's basically got this show off the ground and running with the support of this show. And they offer decals for your bike, trailer, race van, pit shirts, hats, backpacks, you name it. The thing I love about Roost, and I met Christina and the Roost crew through Robbie Raynard, and we needed something fast, and I needed it now. We were traveling in 3 or 4 days, and they have a 48-hour turnaround. So that's the awesomeness of Roost MX. Once you get your logos and your design established, there's a 48-hour turnaround. I can call her tomorrow, and it's out the door. It's mailed to me within 48 hours. So if you guys will turn around, we're going to showcase those shirts.
Okay.
Right on the back of your chair. If you'll hold those up to the camera. These are some of the pit shirts that we go to the races in. All right, these
sweet.
are awesome. If you want to look professional, you need to order these shirts from Roost MX. We've got yellow, we've got gray on our team. This is the Jackson MX team that my son rides for. And so it's real professional. If you want to look like one of these dudes at the racetrack, you need to call Roost MX. So thank you to them. If you'll mention use the code MOTO-MOTO Live Show, and you'll receive 10% off on your next purchase.
And also the official graphic company of Cobra Moto.
Is it really?
Yeah. So every time like you buy a Cobra motorcycle, comes with Roost graphics on it.
Ooh, good plug.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, of course.
We're on
You
it.
hear that?
Oh, hey, we're on it, man.
Did not know that.
Christina trained him
Is
well.
she paying you?
No, well,
She's
no,
paying you.
no, man. I just pay attention, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Christina and I we were pretty close whenever I rode for the team. So I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, him and I both rode for Christina, and we know how tight of a ship she ran over there. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, awesome,
she's
awesome.
awesome.
So we're going to dive right into this icebreaker segment. So I like to know the things that you don't see on TV, okay? So I ask questions like, what are you driving, man? You driving a Lambo, Corvette, Porsche? What? I mean, you're in a factory team. What are you driving?
F-150.
F-150. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, nice.
F-150. I'm kind of a Chevy guy myself. Silverado. You know, they held their resale. So F-150 to the racetrack, to the practice tracks.
Well, when I was on JGR, I actually did have a Toyota Tundra for 2 years, which was nice because the F-150 just sat low miles, you know.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back in a time machine real quick. What were you driving 11-10 mod days?
Ooh, the Chevy
Honda.
Express van.
Yeah, there we go.
That-
That's
lot
what
of
I
miles
wanted to
on that
hear.
thing.
Yes.
Cross-country miles.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Hey, I'm sorry, guys. You're in training. You can't have a beer.
Yeah, I know. Terrible.
Yeah,
water for these
one a
guys?
day is okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Give him a beer. Get him a beer. All right. So I'm drinking a local Dallas brewed beers tonight. So
Oh,
you guys,
wow.
you want a beer?
I'm okay, thanks.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I got an injury. We're not trying
Gotcha.
to.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I understand. Sponsors are watching. Okay, so hey, so you're driving down the road in your F-150. What are you listening to? Rap, country, rock and roll?
Jazz.
talk radio?
Man, lately, I'm all about this trying to better myself. So usually it's podcasts of some sort, whether it's Joe Rogan, health and fitness podcast.
I love Joe Rogan.
Whatever
Yeah,
it
he's
is.
good.
Joe Rogan
He's
Jackson
awesome.
got me turned into Joe
Juice
Rogan.
World? I feel like
Yeah.
Juice World, like,
Yeah, well, so on the way to the track, it's usually educational, informational. On the way back, after I blow my brains out for about an hour and a half, like an hour is red zone, it's usually just Juice World or something mind-numbing,
He doesn't know
Yeah.
who that is.
No, I don't know what that
He
is.
has no idea.
it's good.
What's Juice World?
It's
Just
just
a
a rapper. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Oh, okay, so it's music. It's not a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the last podcast you listened to?
Man,
Because
probably like
I'm getting Deegan left and right. Every time I ask somebody, and I'm like, dude, he is a super dad.
Yeah.
Deegan's a super dad.
Oh yeah,
cool
that's
dude.
not my genre. I'm more like Ben Greenfield, health and fitness.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, like more like health and nutrition podcasts. Like I really like to delve into like the science of it. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into that later with your training program. Okay, awesome. So is it I'm a diva and I got to have the AC, or is it windows down?
I mean, he's in Florida, so I'm going to assume it's AC blasted
cranked
all the
all
time.
the way
Yes.
down.
It's
Yeah.
yes.
This guy is
Dude,
good.
I mean, if you're in Florida, it is hot as balls there all the time. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, 20%.
I mean, humidity's 100%. You got, I mean, even 80 degrees, you're drenched. So I would assume the windows are fogged. That thing is to the
I
back.
mean, let's face it, we're millennials, so
Yeah,
AC
yeah.
on all the way.
Okay,
But
I
I
don't
will
wanna go
say,
there.
like I grew up hearing stories of Donnie Schmidt, kind of the Minnesota legend, back in the '90s, and my dad was telling me like, oh yeah, I used to always drive to the track, no AC, just sweating,
Yeah.
with the windows up,
Right.
Training, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's all right, I'm good.
I'm all right. I'm
I kind of
AC
go
on.
back to the old thing of, hey, they invented sunglasses because the sun was in my eyes. If you're not going to use it, you're not really helping yourself. Put the sunglasses on, okay?
Oh, yeah.
They have AC. Put the AC on. But I do got to go back to, if you're going to another state, are you acclimating yourself to that climate? Or are you running AC? What's the training program?
Yeah, honestly, I think
Still
we
AC?
suffer enough in
Okay,
training,
okay,
Yeah.
quality-wise. Like, you're getting the quality in the gym, cycling, running, whatever it is on the dirt bike. Like, there's no reason to really, continue training by,
In the car.
driving with the heat on.
Okay, you've convinced me.
Yeah.
Kids, you can have the AC blowing because you're training hard. If you're training hard.
He's
If
been
you're
having
training
to do
hard.
this
Oh, yeah.
for
Okay,
years.
because
He's
these
always
guys
just
put
having
in the
me
work, okay?
sweating.
You don't get to the level without putting in the work.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jackson's going to jump in anytime. My next one is, you moved to Florida in 2017, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so are you going back to Minnesota? Is Florida it? Are you a Minnesota guy?
Yeah, definitely Minnesota guy. My wife and I, she grew up same town as me, 5 minutes from Millville. So both of our families are from Minnesota. For me, basically, I was living in California with my star contract, and then I signed a 2-year deal with Red Bull KTM TLD. And part of that was when the transition to Baker's Factory was happening.
Okay.
And so Claremont, we went there in spring of 2017, and my wife and I were just like, oh my God, this is amazing!
Yeah.
Everything's green. There's no traffic. So we were all about it. So we ended up buying a house in Claremont, Florida, in 2017, and I've been there ever since. But with knowing that this is kind of a temporary solution, because we do want to get back to Minnesota at some point just for family.
Right. I get it. I took Jackson down to Ferry's the week before Mini O's, and I had to drag him out of there. Well, I drug him out of there with a broken femur on me and a broken shoulder on him, but we had to leave. But I'm
leaving
saying,
Ferries was a blast because we weren't hurt yet.
He didn't want to leave. I
Yeah.
didn't want to leave. We're in Oklahoma, and it was
The weather's
paradise.
bipolar over there in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you wake
Are
up
you
one
guys?
day-
You guys are in Tornado Alley, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, we.
All of
Just
Tornado
wait.
Alley. I
Jeez.
don't know. Would you rather have tornadoes? You have tornadoes in Minnesota.
Yeah,
Or
sometimes.
hurricanes in Florida, or earthquakes in California.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Which one? Which one are you gonna take?
I'd take the earthquakes in California, man.
Really?
Like all they do is
Tornadoes
just
ain't
wake.
that
They
bad,
just
dude.
wake you up in the middle
Yeah,
of the
they're
night.
pretty
You just-
minor.
yeah.
We say that until California falls
Until
into
you're on a
Yeah.
until you're on a
Until it falls in the
bridge,
ocean, yeah.
a 100-foot
Jeez.
bridge, and
Yeah.
have an earthquake. Okay, let's stop talking about that. I'm nervous already. Okay. So that's gonna lead us right into our next segment, guys. I want to introduce a new product to you. This segment is called Lappin', Clappin', and Laughin'. You got that?
Okay.
Lappin', clappin', and laughing.
All right.
Okay, so this is a new sponsor of the show. This is Beehive Blends. Let me tell you about this. These guys sent this to me. I've got 2 products here. I'm actually only going to talk about the pain cream. So these guys were the 2019 Midwest Cannabis Cup champions, Blue Ribbon People's Choice for Best Topical Pain. Okay, this is a buddy of mine, Chris Miles, and he just started this company a few years ago. And let me tell you, I was skeptical. Okay, let me get this a little bit closer. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so you can check it out. I'll post a picture later. But I was skeptical. I'm skeptical about everything. But I broke my femur in November. He sends this stuff to me about 30 days ago and says, just try it. Don't take my word for it. Just try it. I literally rubbed this on my leg, and it's like a numbing cream. It's like I felt it in 3 minutes. No kidding. I mean, I know they're a sponsor of the show, but I'm just telling you, I felt it in 3 minutes. It was like a numbing cream. You ever used something like this?
Yeah, of course. I've used a lot. Even like preseason, I had a pretty bad get off. I had a pretty bad concussion. I had CBD. I was rubbing it on my forehead. I was trying to do everything I could, you know.
Now this does not have THC in it.
Oh, it doesn't.
This does not. They won this award in 2019, the Midwest Cannabis Cup award, without putting THC in this.
Huh.
Okay, so
which is good. I mean, that's very good. I mean, for
like all CBD has pretty low amounts of THC in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is check these guys out, Beehive Blends. Check them out on the web, and thank you for sponsoring the show. And so we're going to dive right into this lapping, clapping, and laughing. Now, I have a serious take on this, and we're going to start with lappers because I always say I'm like the king of last chance qualifiers, guys. Okay, I was racing Supercross in the 90s, and I would miss main events by 2, 3, 4 all of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm the king of last chance. So I have a different take on lappers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so when I see something go down like Dean Wilson in 8th place, and I'm thinking, I'm in 8th place. Yeah. I don't know if I want to just completely pull over when I'm battling with 7th place. I know you guys are going to have a take on it. I don't know if we agree on it or not, but you're getting paid to get a top 5, to get a top 10. What's your take on it?
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Take it.
Yeah, you go first on this one, Aaron.
Okay, all right. I've been lapped numerous times. Okay, so pretty much, I mean, yes, obviously Kenny has a right to be pissed, 100%. But too, if you're Dino, you're in 8th place. You're also lapping people. You're lapping,
exactly.
The person who's in 22nd, 21st, 20th, and he's getting the blue, like he's seeing the blue flag, but he doesn't know if it's for him or if it's for like any of the privateers who are in the back of the pack.
Right.
So, I mean, it may be a little bit confusing, but I mean, it's sort of hard to point fingers in that sort of situation because he's having a good result for himself. I mean, if you're top 10, I mean, that's amazing. I mean, and the top 3 guys are just a step above everyone else right now. And I feel like it's tough. It's tough. I mean, you see both sides. You see Kenny's side where he's obviously frustrated 100%. I get that. But you got to also look in Dino's eyes too because he's lapping people as well.
Right. And without those guys from 8th to 22nd, you wouldn't have a race. You
can't
exactly.
Have a race
with top 7.
Yeah, you can't.
You
ain't
have
gonna
a
have a race
with top 7. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, I think the couch surfers, and just spectators in general, they don't understand quite the physical. How physical it is. Dino, for example, you're 20 minutes into a race where he's been at 190 heart rate or higher for 20 minutes. And, like, tunnel vision, right? Like, he's totally focused on the guy in front of him. And at that time, I think he had a battle with Ferrandis because I talked to Dino about this, and he was battling with Ferrandis. He had just gotten around Ferrandis. And it really was just, like, wrong place at the wrong time, especially for Dino. But like when you're tunnel vision for that long, and I mean, you're racing Supercross. It's not easy. There's ruts. You're doing almost 30 laps on a track, right? So like the ruts are developing. There's kickers. There's all kinds of obstacles, and I just think that it's a little bit more complicated than like, hey, Dino, you should have moved.
Right. And I'm not saying one's right and one's wrong. I'm just saying. He's also in a race.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's getting paid too, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's got big money behind him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying nobody's wrong, nobody's right.
Yeah.
He's also in a race.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I train with Kenny, so like I see his frustrations, and I was bummed for him too. And I'm also friends with Coop, and You know, Coop he's just better at racecraft. He was able to manage that situation a little bit better than Kenny was.
Yep.
And we've seen that with Coop in a few of the races, last corner, last lap, where he's able to manage it. And in that situation, like, Dino messed Ken up, but then he went really wide in the next corner. He could have maybe cut it tight. I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? But
right.
Yeah.
So we had Trey Kennard on the show a few weeks ago, and he mentioned something about maybe a pink flag.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're thinking, okay, does there need to be a blue, a dark blue, or do we need to just go straight from blue to pink?
Hey,
There's got to be something
Needs to be
different. We've got to
illumination.
figure something out.
And I think, too, after that race, they were testing some different lights. They were testing lights on some of the jumps that flashed blue.
I noticed
Right.
that yesterday. They had lights flashing, like, in practice all the time.
Really?
And let's be
Yeah.
real. Kenny was a few weeks ago. I love you, Kenny. I'm a fan. But a few weeks ago, he said he didn't see the red flag.
Yeah.
I mean, and I actually.
Well, McAdoo didn't see the red flag when he ran me over either.
Oh yeah,
you know.
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Where was that at?
Yeah.
Where was that at?
Orlando, when I was knocked out and he ran me over.
Did you see his
Yeah.
stunt
No,
last
wait a
night?
minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
To be true, you mean when he hit the medic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he ran over you too.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I was knocked out, so I don't really recall
So
that.
you don't
know?
even know.
But I think, like, maybe the red flag had come out before, or maybe it was after going across the start, like after the whoop section.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, like, I think it's really hard for us racers to really, like, recognize things outside of our tunnel of vision.
Exactly.
You know?
I like the tunnel vision thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're
For
in your
sure.
race. I mean, what are you going to do when Ricky Carmichael laps everybody at Millville at your track?
Yeah.
He laps
What, are you
second
gonna pull
place.
over?
Is there? Are we still complaining about the blue flag?
Dude,
Yeah,
I have no
exactly.
idea.
Get out of the way.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
in second. Get out of the way. You're
Yeah.
not in the race. Wait, I am in the race. And I'm getting paid to do this.
Yeah.
Rockstar is
Yeah.
Burp, burp,
No,
burp.
like, I hit him good, like, 9 out of 10 times. And there was, like, that one time, like, if you don't drive with the rear wheel,
Yeah.
you know, and you catch a ledge, just
Yeah, I heard
Okay,
you
I
say
think
something about, I
we're
watched your
back up
YouTube
and
video. I
going,
heard you say
guys. We
something
had
about
a-
the edges real bad.
It just
It looks
yeah.
like it, dude.
I
If you're
think about-
watching on Facebook Live, we had something go on. We're back up and live. Instagram has been going, so sorry about that. So where were we at? We were at death threats on social media.
death
just
threats
had
on social
one.
media.
we,
Yeah.
we were covering lappers pretty thoroughly.
Lappers. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Got it. So now we're moving on to who you clapping for. Now I know you race 250, you race 450. When you're off the track, who are you clapping for? Who you rooting for?
In the 450 class?
Anyone.
Let's
West
hear it.
Coast, East
Let's
Coast.
hear it.
If it's a
450
different
class.
coast than you're on.
Yeah, I kind of
Just
feel like
whole
my-
Moto Sandbox
yeah,
crew.
Yeah, my personality in the pits, like, there was a lot of people that I cheer for. Like, you know, I'm friends with Ken, friends with Coop, like, so that can be a little complicated at times. You know, friends with Chase and Adam. I really like Adam, so I mean, pretty much the whole top 10 450 class. You know, like Tickle, Shane. It's cool to see Ferrandis up there. Like, honestly, 450 class is kind of tough for me to, like, pick out one guy. You know, 250 class, you know, I was really bummed when my little bro got hurt at the first round. I was really hoping he was going to have a good year. So, yeah. I was stoked last night for KP. KP got up on the podium in third.
yeah,
You know, that was cool.
yeah.
We've
So,
been following that arena cross tour. I mean, that's never happened.
Yeah, undefeated, right?
Yeah, undefeated. 250, 450, undefeated. That's never happened. I talked to Todd Hammock actually 2 days ago. Went to lunch with him in Oklahoma, and he said at first we were like, "This is getting boring," and then it became,
How long can he do it
midway
for?
through the season, it's like, "Can he do this?"
Yeah.
I mean, so kudos to him.
He's
Kudos
coming
to
for
him.
Budman's record. That's what. Budman's like, hey, dude, like,
Yeah, but Budman
He's coming for me.
He didn't win
Oh, yeah.
everything, right?
Budman. I
what's
think
the record?
No, he's got 5 championships. But
Budman
no
has
one's-
111 arena cross wins. 111, bro.
Okay, so total, but
Yeah, I
no
think
one's
so.
ever won every
Undefeated,
main
yeah,
event.
yeah.
He won every 250,
That is
every
crazy.
450 main event. Guys, that takes us into 8:30, and we're going to do our privateer profile, which tonight is Alex Ray. I've got some stats on him. He rides for SGB Racing, Babbitt's Online, Maxxis Tires. This guy's 27 years old, from a small town in Tennessee, residing in California now. I'd go back to Tennessee. He's a 10-year pro, started in 2011 as a pro rider. Dedicated Ride Co. is one of his major sponsors. Guys, let's give it up for Alex Ray. Come on.
Yeah, baby. How we doing?
All right, so you've been chatting the whole time. I'm glad you joined in right from the get-go. What do we need to know about Alex Ray? What the heck happened last night?
So pretty much, I had a great qualifying. It was awesome. Qualified 17th. I felt like that was the best I've ridden in the past 2 years on the Cowie. Really gelling with the bike, starting to figure it out, and going to the night show, heat race. It was really one line the track was. I mean, it was like slot car racing over there after the main big triple, and I think I hit the back of someone's rear wheel in the heat race and just tipped over. And then after that, I was trying to come back through and lost my rear brakes. And then I was in the second heat of the 450 class, and the LCQ's right after it. Like, you don't have much time to work on the bike at all. So we did what we could. We changed the brake pads, and then went back down. I don't really know if I still had very good brakes, but got a decent start. I was up there like 6 or 7, I think. You know, if you start 6 or 7, you know, I can sort of maybe squeeze my way in, and then I just got cleaned out. Cade Clayson just cleaned me out first lap, you know,
So
right
you're not
before the
friends.
whoops. Yeah,
You're
he used
not
me as
friends
a
anymore.
berm, dude.
What a prick.
Kate,
Yeah.
if you're listening, we are no longer friends.
Nope.
We're not
no
friends
longer.
with Alex Ray anymore. I'm sorry. You did it, not
Yep.
me. So I'm supposed to ask you about no phone zones. What's that about?
Okay, so pretty much whenever I rode for Christina and Cycle Trader, I mean, whenever I first got on there, and she's like, "Hey, like, you don't touch your phone on race day, and like, you don't need to be touching your phone or do anything. You don't need to look at it. Don't touch it. Nothing.
That's what my mom
Like, you
does.
need to be like stay focused. Like, she always just made us put our phones away. Like me and both like all the teammates that I had that year riding.
you go.
That's what you
so-
do to me, dude.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what your
She
mom
never
does
did that
to
with
you.
me.
Really?
No.
No, dude, we had this whole thing. We had the 4 pillars of success. It was like, I think, bike, fitness, like mindset, and one other one. I don't know, I forget. But and then 2, we had like this method for qualifying. It was go breathe. That thing that has stuck with me.
Go breathe.
Yeah, like too fast, one off, too fast, one off. And they always wanted you to have good quality laps in qualifying, because if you know which way the track goes, that's pretty, or like how the track races.
Yeah.
The more laps you do in qualifying, the better your night's going to go in racing. And we always did, like, I would do a practice start on the inside, a practice start in the middle, and then a practice start on the outside, like one on each practice. I remember that. Like, we had this whole organized like thing for qualifying, and I don't know, I gelled with it. Everything that they told me, I listened and I did. I was like a sponge, because that was the first team that I'd rode for, like, ever, like major team, NSMI, all of it, and they praised this guy.
Yeah.
They praised
Oh,
this
yeah,
guy.
yeah. Did they
so-
call him Troll back then, or is that something new that just happened a few
Troll's
years ago?
king.
I think no, it was still Amart at that
It's pretty
time.
low key at that
Yeah,
time.
it was still Amart at
Because
that
when I
point
showed
in
up
time.
to Compound 77, Dixon was like, "Oh yeah, Al was here the other day." I was like, "No, I'm Alex Martin." No, yeah, Al was here the other day. I mean, so you've got Al, Troll, Amart.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's
pretty
all
much.
over.
It's actually a funny story. So once I got the fill in, like, that's whenever I started like more. That was the year I sort of like was trying to turn my career around, because I was just happy to be a Supercross racer at
Yeah.
that point in time. And then I got the fill in, and I started doing a little bit better. And then at the end of the season, I said, "Hey, like, Chris and Christina, I'm like, what do you think I should do? I'm at Club MX right now. I don't really know what's next for me. I don't feel like I'm doing the right things." That's whenever I met Davey Millsaps.
Okay.
And she's like, "Well, Amart, they said that his career turned around whenever he moved to California." And this was like at Vegas. I asked them. I was like, "Okay." So I flew home back to Club MX. I packed up all my shit, and I drove straight to California. No questions. I just drove straight to
By
California.
yourself.
You took
Yeah.
that advice to heart.
Yeah, I mean, everything they told me to do, I did it, and it
Did
worked
you have
out.
a place to stay? Did you just drive?
Yeah,
there?
I have family in California. I stayed with my uncle for a few months, and then my dad actually drove my motorhome out, and for like 6 months I lived in a motorhome at a trailer park in Lake Elsinore, California. Yeah,
Awesome.
like it was gnarly. Like I fully took every dime that I had that year in 2017, and I invested in myself. I lived in a motorhome. I bought like a ski erg, a rowing machine, and a Wahoo kicker trainer, like from Davey. And that's whenever he sort of took me under his wing, Davey Millsaps, and yeah, that's where I sort of turned my career around. And it actually, just kept doing whatever they told me to do, and it earned me a ride on Christina's team the next year. So I had a full year on Cycle Trader for 2018. It was nice.
I love it. So who's helping you out right now?
Jason at STB Racing, Maxis Babbitts Kawasaki. That's the team I ride for now, and it's great. He has a suspension company, and he does like all the cool coatings and everything, like with the different colors of the forks and shock. And
yeah.
So that's sort of like his background. He used to race as well, and he's super passionate about it. And yeah.
Now, is this the former cop?
Yes.
Okay.
Former cop. Yeah.
So he used to race.
Yes.
And now he's a suspension guy.
Yeah, he's a suspension guy now. Yeah.
So I've heard about his looks. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
dude, I think he's mad. He's
Oh,
not
yeah.
mad. He's that's
No,
just what he looks like.
He just looks that way. He
Re-
just looks at
resting-
everybody like kind of weird.
Resting bitch face.
Yeah. That's what it's called. Yeah.
I get blamed for that a lot. So
Yeah.
all right. So
I'm sort of curious. I have a question. For Amar. Do you remember seeing me back in like 2010 at in Denton, Nebraska, at the Husker place?
I remember because Brian.
Yeah, Brian
Brian's
McDonald.
crew was out there. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I
I
was
do.
part of that crew. I was like 16 on a 450 riding the
Yeah.
Supercross track.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember you out there.
Big
Yeah.
boy. Big boy.
You've come a long way since
Oh
then,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Very long way since then.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sticks out in my mind because I remember you back
You're
then,
on a
like
450
you
Honda.
used to override the piss out of your bike
All
like,
the time.
I
I
was
still
just
do.
like shift.
I'm still that way.
No, you've gotten way better.
Oh,
but like
okay.
back then, it was like, man, if you just shifted up a gear and just like were quarter throttle, it was like you would save so much energy.
Oh,
so
yeah.
did you ride 250 Supercross?
Yes, I did. My first year, 2011, it did not go good.
And you just went
I
straight
was a
to
big
450.
boy. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 180 pounds, right? 180 pounds.
No. I was 200 probably.
Oh, God.
Oh, so you've leaned out a lot.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I've leaned out a lot. I was
Yeah.
a big boy. I think, 2012. So pretty much I had like 3 years where I just was hurt. I had a lot of sitting on the couch, a lot of cheeseburgers. Like I didn't know anything about training, nothing. So I was a big boy. I was the biggest dude out there for sure. Pink gear, all that. So it was definitely a turning point. Pretty much like that year, 2017, coming into that season, I was on a Husky. My dad told me, he's like, "Hey man, like you're gonna have to like start training, do it up, or like you're gonna have to start doing something else." And I didn't want to quit racing at that point in time because I was still young, and so that's whenever I made the jump to move to club. And that was like the first step, and then I realized like, okay, well, yeah, we're doing this, and this. I don't really like this, so like I want to figure out what's next and take that next step. So that's whenever I did move to California. So it's been a learning process this whole time, and I've just been trying to figure it out. I mean, this stuff takes time. I mean, this is my 10th year, and I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we got to take a short sponsor break for this Lone Star Yamaha Husqvarna. So these guys jumped on board, and I was actually supposed to announce this. Sorry, Kevin. So Lone Star Yamaha Husqvarna is sponsoring the profile, privateer profile tonight. So we're going to throw out these hats to the live audience. Here, guys, throw these out.
All right.
Throw these out. We've got hats from Lone Star Yamaha. I know we've got some Marines over here. The Marines are in the house. Throw these out. We've also got some shirts, guys. Thank you for your service. We've got the Marines in the house doing COVID vaccinations here in. Yeah, throw these out.
One, dude.
Oh yeah, this
Throw it.
this
They'll
is
go get it.
courtesy of Lone Star Yamaha, right here in
nice.
Texas, Irving, Texas.
Buckets.
Thank you, guys. Here's one more. Here, guys, Marines. Boom.
That's awesome, man. Heck yeah.
All right, we've also got some Roost MX swag. Let me get that.
Dude, the Rooster Mech stuff is good. I'll tell you guys.
Oh, dude.
Christina Denny,
For sure.
Chris, they know what they're doing over there.
Throw these out. We've got
Softest
some here on the
t-shirt ever.
couch right here. We've got a good live crowd.
Oh.
Throwing out the hat. Here you go. Boom.
Oh.
All right.
Overshot
Thank you,
it.
Roost MX. Thank you, Lone Star Yamaha Husqvarna here in Irving. And big thanks for sponsoring the show tonight. And so that was our privateer profile, but we're going to keep Alex Ray up here because he's super interesting to talk to. So you guys came from Daytona,
Oh, yeah.
okay? And I'm assuming privateer, you drove out.
No, I mean, I'm privateer, yes. I pay for a lot of stuff, but the team SGB, they do transport my
Really?
bike. We have a trailer, everything. So I do fly in and out. Yeah, man. That's sort of what, like, if you want to, I mean, there's definitely those diehard privateers who drive to every single race. I've been there. You've been there.
Okay.
I mean, we talk about the vans.
Yep.
But for me to take that next step, I've invested in myself. I fly in and out of each race for me to be able to do my work during the week. You know, we have our training. We have to have our good sleep. We have to ride, do everything to be at the top of the sport. I mean, it takes a lot of work. It's a full 7-day-a-week job.
Right. You need to get there fast
Yeah.
so you can start your training
Exactly.
Monday, Tuesday, whatever, and
Rather
get
than
ready.
do it
I
on
get
the
it.
road.
I get it. You can't risk driving for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did just purchase a new Dodge ProMaster van
And it
that
is
Custom
sweet.
Upfits did just pimp out, and it's awesome.
Awesome.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Sick.
What is it? A Mercedes Sprinter? Ford?
No, it's like the Dodge
The
ProMaster
Dodge
version.
have.
ProMaster. Gotcha.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
said that.
So
Okay.
it's super nice. But this dude from Custom Upfits, he's in Northern California, dude. He takes these vans and he just does amazing work to them. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I have a TV, I have solar panels.
You got
I
Xbox?
Dang.
Yeah, I can put an Xbox in
You got
there for
Wi-Fi
sure.
in there or what?
Yeah,
We're
we
just
have
going strictly off hotspot.
Yeah, hotspot. Like,
Okay.
it has digital channels. It has like a.
Can you go to the
signal
amateur
thing
races
up on
or
top.
what?
It has everything in the back. It's sick. Yeah.
I love it.
I need you to
love it.
just take me to the track, or I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
rent that
Jackson's
van.
looking for a sponsor. He needs an Upfits van.
Yeah, I
Dude,
do.
man, Custom Upfits, dude. They do the greatest work
I might
out there
be
in
hitting 'em up.
California.
Okay, so I guess you fly as well from race to race.
Yeah.
So does Manluk cover that? Is that part of the contract, or are you left alone to deal with that?
Yeah. No, I mean, after being on a factory team for the last 5 or 6 years, if I had to pay for my travel, I'd have been like, full
Forget it.
training's looking pretty good. We're going into retirement.
Well, I'm over here paying for all of my travel
Yeah.
and my mechanics travel.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what
Yeah.
they want to know. That's what the
Yeah.
viewers
How
much
want to know.
different it is.
They
Oh,
want to
yeah.
see this. I mean, they want to see how real is it. So you're paying
Yeah.
for your travel
Oh,
because
dude, I'm paying
it's,
for my travel. Like, I mean, I didn't want to pay for a rental car for 11 days, so I'm like Ubering everywhere. Well, my mechanic did drive out to this race, so I'm using his car. But
Dude,
yeah,
we
for
took
the
you to
most part,
dinner in a
yes,
sweet
dude.
moto van.
Oh,
Did
dude,
you see
it
my
was
moto
sick.
van?
Hey, that thing is sick.
He took a nap on our bench.
I liked it.
Hey,
I liked it a lot.
That wasn't custom upfits. That was
But I'll
Randall,
respect anyone with a
Randall
van.
upfits.
I'll respect
right?
anyone with a van. I love the van
My
life.
van's
They
pretty
paid their
sweet.
dues.
Yes.
Yeah, I told
yes,
you my
for
neighbor
sure.
did my van. It's that guy.
Oh, hey, you did a really good job on that van, man. I really like that thing.
Yeah.
Heck
You missed out on dinner, man. I tried
Yeah,
to tell
come
you.
on,
He's
man.
sorry.
Saltgrass.
Oh.
I've never been.
It's pretty good.
Dude, great steak. The queso there is good. I probably shouldn't be eating cheese, but I had to dip the chip in the queso.
I hope they're watching
Oh,
because
gotta try it.
promotion.
Yeah, for
This
sure.
segment is sponsored by
Saltgrass.
Arlington, Texas.
Yeah, man.
All right, good deal. So, all right, so you're paying for travel because it's beneficial
it
to your
is-
training and getting there the week of, and you're training in the next city.
Yeah.
Your team's paying for your travel. You've been where he's been.
Yeah, I think it's just you're almost talking like two different parts of careers, right? Like
Yeah.
I've been doing it for a long time. I mean, I know he has too, but I mean, in a certain sense, I guess I've kind of been spoiled, right? As a factory rider for all those years, everything's paid for. You're getting a salary, and it really does become like as what he's alluded to is you have to do the work Monday through Friday in order to be your best self on Saturday. And there's a lot of motos and gym, running, cycling, whatever it is. There's a lot involved to be the best on Saturday. And that definitely takes a little bit of sacrifice. And I was fortunate that I had a team and been a part of factory teams that have paid for my travel. And that was kind of a thing though with, JGR. Like I genuinely, honestly wanted to finish my career with JGR. I was really bummed that they, kind of went away from the sport in general. And when I was looking at this year, 2021, I was like, well, all the factory spots are taken, right? And I wanted to be on a 250, basically, otherwise I was going to retire. So I wanted to be on a 250 Yamaha, otherwise I was going to retire. So very fortunate that Manluk came in and was able to put some money into the program. So I was able to do things like fly to the races.
Yep. So I want to talk about training. You talk about dedication, and this is what it takes. Both of you guys have your own training program. I've followed yours. It's amazing. Trolltraining.com. I mean, I've checked it out. I've looked into it.
I think it's just an awesome concept.
It is.
I don't know why
awesome.
anyone hasn't.
Nobody's doing that.
No.
Nobody's doing that.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. Like my trainer and I of over 3 years now, John Wessling, we teamed up in the off season, and it just seemed like a good opportunity, for for a lot of us racers, when you're in it, not just motocross, but like Olympic athletes in general, like when you're training every day, every morning you wake up and you have a goal, right? Just a singular mindset to like be the best that you can be. And then when that time comes to an end, it's like, what's next? It's really hard for that transition. And for me, setting up troll training and online training programs with my trainer, John, was just a way for me to smooth that transition from racing full-time into post-moto.
Okay.
You know, and it's actually been really fun. And for me, I know we were talking about, you know, 24/7 we're always training and eat, breathe, sleep moto, but this year has been a lot different for me. I've spent a lot of time like Squarespace, business management, advertising, sending email campaigns. Like I've been writing blog posts on like nutrition articles and managing arm pump. Like I've done a lot of business stuff, you know, that I'm finding now. I'm still training and doing all that stuff, but instead of like kicking it at night and watching Netflix, I'm writing blog post articles and I'm like sending emails and I'm doing all this stuff. So like I'm very busy now, but it's actually it's a lot more satisfying for me because ultimately, you know, like A-Ray and I, we kind of take for granted like the things that we've learned along the way. Like he was talking about the steps that he takes on race day, right? Like two practice laps hard and then one rest recovery. And there's little things like that along the way that we've learned: nutrition, training, racecraft, you know, mental strategies that basically we're trying to put that into a package, an online training program package, and provide that to the amateur guy, 85 rider, the vet rider, the privateer pro, whoever it may be. And I'd like to think that, you know, I have a lot to offer, as well as, you know, my trainer and I, we've really delved into the science of it, you know,
Absolutely.
from a physio perspective, like what's happening in the body.
So are there levels? I mean, I can dive in at this level 1, or I want to be at level 10, and I want to be able to call you on the phone and go, I'm having trouble today. What are the levels?
Yeah, so I mean, bronze, silver, gold. There's three levels depending on your financial and your time commitment. You know, and the gold's pretty much, you know, all in. Like any questions you have, communication 24/7, text message, emails, setting up like around the clock, 6 days a week, cardio, strength, recommending what you do for motos at the track, laps, sprints, whatever it is. It's pretty much all in. And then also we've been in the process of like, today we had a meeting with Athlete Blood Panel, athletebloodtest.com, which is basically a company that specializes in blood tests for athletes. And we're working on getting them involved with basically every athlete that signs up with us can get some sort of discount or potentially a free blood panel. And that's just another way for us to basically just inject some science into motocross and supercross. I think just in general, because motocross isn't a sport that, you know, education's not highly prized, there's a lot of false myths and maybe poor techniques on fitness out there. So we're just trying to, you know, inject some science into the sport. And I think a good start for that is these blood panel tests, you know, so that way we're not just saying, hey, you know, little 65 rider, like, let's do 15 hours a week of training. You know, we're going to have you running 15 miles and doing 5 30-minute motos. Like, you want to make sure the kid's iron's properly in the right levels, and cholesterol, testosterone, magnesium, B12. There's all these different, you know, data points that you kind of need to pay attention to.
Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned that, because I like to dive off into the unanswered questions of, you're doing blood tests, you're keeping them in the know with the science and all that. What do you do when, okay, I buy supplements from GNC. Okay, I buy it over the counter, and next thing you know, you're busted by WADA because something popped on a test.
Cross-contaminated.
Tickle.
Yeah.
Stewart. I bought this from GNC. I didn't know. I thought it was over the counter. Am I on the right track there?
So basically, there's a company, supplement companies that go through the NSF certification process are WADA approved. Okay. So like, if you're looking for supplements, you want to make sure it has NSF on it, and then you're in the clear. Okay. So, and there are companies that like specialize in that certification specifically for athletes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So
I didn't know that. Like, I'm
I
over
didn't
here
either.
learning as well. So that's awesome.
I
I like what you're saying, like about the blood panels and everything, and like these young kids, like just throwing them to the wolves, because I feel like we've seen here previously these young kids who are coming in like there's say like training with Alden or training just in general, and these young kids are coming in and they're getting like Epstein-Barr and they're getting sick. You know, I mean, you think about like Darian Sinai, Derek Drake, you know, a couple of people like that who have gotten sick. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that is something good for the sport that troll training is doing, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like it. So some of these supplements I buy, I'll buy them at the gas station because I'm 45 years old and
extends.
Just don't get that horny goat weed.
Literally has like 2 vitamin
That's where I'm
packs in
going
the
with it.
bag.
I meant to bring it up here tonight.
Yeah,
but
took it off the clipboard.
I buy these and it's like a daily supplement, right? It's a little bag of pills.
Blue pills?
And, yeah.
No,
No, not blue pills.
It's a blue pill.
But I bought them one day and I didn't notice that they were side by side. They looked identical, and one said sexual enhancement.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
Good for you.
So I was wondering why the lady at the counter was looking at me strange until I got home and I took these pills. I read that it was sexual enhancement. So
Yeah, he
what
thought
you
he was
get for
getting
buying 'em at the gas
magnesium, but
station.
then he got the horny goat weed.
yeah. Hey guys, I'm wearing a hat for a reason. Okay, you guys have hair. Okay, why are you wearing hats anyway? Come on.
I mean,
I'm taking these pills to survive every day.
I just feel like I look good in a hat, so that's why I'm wearing a hat. I feel like it just kind of goes with the mustache. My hair's not really that good. I'm not having a good hair
Listen
day.
to this guy.
I'm not having a good hair day.
That
I mean,
mustache is beautiful.
oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. Do I kind of look like
Pretty.
Wrestling, huh? Whenever he
Yeah,
shows
you
up
gotta
to
go on.
Do you
the over
comb
the
it?
hump mountain bike races in California, he's got the mustache.
Do you have to comb it every day?
No,
brush
I
it
just,
out.
Okay,
just
so
curl it. I do one of these.
We're gonna get to your training in a minute, but here
Okay.
I want to challenge you to something.
All right.
Okay, because
This is gonna be good.
I'm rooting for you on the couch at home on Saturday nights, Tuesdays now. I'm rooting for you
The
because
underdog.
I'm the last chance qualifier guy. That's my favorite race.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put a challenge out here to you. If you make the main, and I know it's a small challenge. If you make the main Saturday night, I'll throw in $100.
I mean, is that wait, hold on. Is that all I'm worth? $100?
What do you want?
You just flip that around.
What do you
Yeah.
want?
I mean, come on, man. $100? That's
Yeah,
it?
it's $100.
Oh,
It's
I'm
100
offended.
more than
I'm
you got.
offended. I am offended.
It's 100 more than's in your pocket.
I mean, that is true. Let me just come in at 200. How about that?
$200. What do you
Yeah.
think about it? Okay, I'm going to do this. I have this game that we play at work called Left Pocket. Oh, we got a sponsor right here.
Uh-oh,
We got
let's
another
go.
100.
I like
okay.
that.
Okay, so you'll take his 100, my 100. I'll do it better. I'll play this game with you, left pocket or right pocket. You can have whatever's in my left pocket or right pocket. You pick. I don't know what's in it.
Hey, I'll
It could
tell
be
you this.
lint in the right
It's
pocket.
a good bet.
All right,
dude.
so I'm superstitious. I always put my right sock on first, right knee brace on first, right boot on first, right glove on first. If I don't, I got to start over.
You got
right?
that? You got
I
that,
gotta
kids?
start over. All right, no matter what it is. So I'm going to go with the right pocket.
You sure?
Oh, yeah.
There could be lint in the right pocket.
Hey, man.
Okay. We're going to do this. Here's what he picked.
Oh,
Right pocket.
just happened to be some money in there.
Right pocket, I got 156 bucks.
Hey, let's go, baby.
Now, do you want to double down and change it to the left, which could have a penny? Or do you want to stick with the right pocket?
No, that's good, man. Don't do it to the
150
dude,
100
man. I don't even know what's in the
156
pocket,
bucks.
man.
156 bucks, or double down with what's in my left,
Don't do
and
it,
it could
man.
be a nickel.
I mean,
Are you a gambler or what?
I am actually. And
That's risky.
I always end up losing.
Then do it.
That's risky.
Yeah.
That's really risky. You could go home with 150.
what would Troll Train do?
Ooh.
He's gonna
Hey,
shake it.
Okay. What would Troll Train, 1110 mods, driving his van, express van, in the middle of Texas, do?
I'm like, dude,
156
yeah, that's
or
getting me
gamble
home.
for the
That-
left
That's gas
pocket.
money getting me home.
Those guys want to get you home.
You take the sure bet,
And then
or do you
find
go
out
to the
later?
last chance qualifier and gamble it all?
I'm gonna let it ride.
You're going to let it ride?
Wait, hold on. Wait, are we going to the left pocket?
No, it's up to you.
I don't want to go to the left pocket. Let me just stick with
You're
the right
taking-
pocket. Oh yeah, I'll take it.
Let's see what he missed out on, guys.
No.
I got a credit card.
Oh damn, we could have took that to the bar.
I got a credit card.
You
I got
said
an
no.
ID. I got 100. I got 200.
Damn.
I got 220, 225. You missed out on 225.
You win some, you lose
Yeah,
some.
you win some, you lose some.
Man,
I feel
did
like
not
I was
think it
winning them
gonna go
both.
that way.
You're
Listen.
still a winner.
Yeah, I'm still a
I did
winner.
not think it was going to go that way.
I hear that.
Wow.
I'm for the privateer. I'm going to give you the 225 anyway.
Oh,
and
I
you
really
better
appreciate
make the
that.
main event.
Okay, all right.
And Randall right here in the audience has got 100 for you. That's
well, hey,
three-
now that I got some tips from Troll Training blog or Troll Training
it's gonna be
vlogs,
easy.
everything. Like, yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm dialed.
225, brother.
Oh, are you giving
Fine.
it to me now,
I'm
or do
giving
I?
it to you now. I'm banking on you make that
All right.
that main event on Saturday night. If you don't, I want to have you back on the show and we're going to talk about it.
Okay, hey, I'm into it. I like
Okay.
that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Now you just have to clean up Cade.
You said
Yeah, oh,
100
yeah.
bucks. So he's got
So-
325.
I want to talk about that. Okay, so Cade Clayson, this guy I race with, obviously a lot of people have seen the video that I cleaned him out last year in Daytona, and I posted a bunch of videos of it because I thought it was funny. He said this was payback for that.
What?
But I had already forgotten about that. It's a new year. It's a new clean slate. Everything goes.
Apparently, Kay did not forget.
He did not
No,
forget
Cade
about
did
it.
not forget. Well, I didn't forget either. So I told him after the race on Saturday, because Hartraft's not happy with him either, because he protested after the LCQ. I said, Hartraft's got one side, I got the other. You
I
better
saw
look
that.
out, bro.
Now, wait a second. What's the rule? Hartraft went off the track.
They said it was because he didn't make contact with Hartraft.
He didn't.
Apparently.
He didn't
yeah.
make contact.
But, I mean, if he'd have stayed on the track, there would have been contact. Because, like, Hartraft told me, whenever he was coming around the turn, it was like Cade was almost dead on with him, you know? Like, he was coming for his legs. So, I don't know.
He did
I mean,
boot him. He
Hartraft
kinda pushed
definitely.
him off.
Hartraft. I mean, when you're in that situation, you're not thinking. You're just going.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it was like Anderson in the 450 class, just clicking gears beside the whoops. So it's-
Guys, look at that camera right up there
Oh,
on,
wow.
on Instagram. Okay?
Yeah.
Say goodbye to Instagram. They only give us 60 minutes.
Oh, that's a
goodbye,
bummer. That is a
Instagram.
bummer.
We're going to
Later,
go probably
Instagram.
another 5 minutes on Facebook if you want to tune in.
Yeah, go check
We've
it
got
out.
this young Marine right here. I met him earlier.
Oh, nice.
He does
Okay.
a vlog. I told him to meet you guys because
Oh,
both
yeah,
of you
okay.
guys do vlogs every day.
Of course.
This is a young Marine right here fighting for our country.
That's
and he's
awesome,
got
man.
a side business with a vlogging, okay?
Oh, wow, okay.
So check him out after the show. Guys, I got a few more questions, and we're going to go to, we're going to talk about your training.
Okay. Yeah. So, pretty much.
Pick up
My-
your money.
Oh yeah.
But it ain't
So
pocket, dude. Come on.
yeah. I'm
And then I
taking
can
this.
book left pocket or right pocket.
But anyways, yeah. So my training, it's pretty good. You know, I've had the same trainer for quite a few years now, since 2017. Whenever I moved to California,
Pablo?
Yeah, I've been training with Pablo Toribio, and he's good. He's got a pretty good resume. He's trained James Stewart, Davey Millsaps.
Really?
I think he's worked with Barsha, Brayton, quite a few people. We do a little bit different type stuff. We don't do a lot of body weight. We do a lot of cardio, a lot of high intensity interval training, and a lot of cycling, because he comes from a cycling background. So yeah, I mean that's sort of like my stuff. And then we do a lot of sprints on the dirt bike, a lot of motos. I have another guy who also does like my on the bike training, I guess you could say it. So they sort of work, you know, toe and toe, that we sort of all communicate, and it works out pretty good.
Okay. Okay, last question for both of you. We've reached the end of the hour. Both of you have dads with tracks,
Oh yeah.
okay? Jackson, Tennessee area, Millville, Minnesota. We've been to Millville. We had
Oh,
a
yeah.
blast. I took Jackson there, and we have an RV, we have a moto van, but we elected in 2017 to go camp.
Yeah, and it
That
sucked.
no, it didn't. It was a
Dude, we literally. I'm not trying to be.
It
gross,
was-
Every
but
time I
dude,
go, every
wait,
time
hold
I
on.
go there, it
I
rains.
was
Just
about
say-
to tell
hold
a
on.
great
Let me just say,
father-son
it was
story.
great. The track was fantastic. Like, everything was fantastic until we got in that tent.
This
It-
sounds
it
like
was
a millennial.
horrible. No, hold on.
Because we
Hold
camped
on.
in a tent.
No, hold on. Like, literally,
we gotta hear him out.
We shit in a bag. He put a bag
In a
in a bucket, and we took a
bucket.
shit in
No,
there.
You were at Millville, right?
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's where you messed up. You crept in a bag.
No, it was a 5-gallon bucket.
It was
with
a
a
good
toilet
idea.
seat. You can buy them at Walmart.
Oh, okay,
Get
there
the
you go.
toilet seat. You put the trash bag inside the bucket.
Oh,
So
okay,
you're
I
in
get
your
you.
van. You shut the doors. You lock them.
sweaty as all
Hey,
get
all
out,
I'm
dude.
saying is there is outhouses and
He doesn't
bathrooms
care.
at
He won't
Millville.
let you.
But it
He's-
was muddy
he's old
as
school.
hell
He
that
wants
year.
the full experience. He
Yeah,
wants the
no,
full
he's
experience.
like, you're
No.
staying here.
It was muddy, and I was like, I'd rather shit in my bucket in my van than go to that.
Well, and
Now,
he had like came across that idea, so he had like saw it in Walmart, and he was like, "Oh, we're taking that to Millville." I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"Okay."
you
Sounds
gotta
like
So
you
like that, he had
traumatized
to
your
use
kid.
it.
I guess so,
He had to use
man.
it.
I was about to tell an awesome
It
father
was
son
fun.
story.
It was the best, one of
And-
the best tracks I've ever ridden.
Okay, so what I did enjoy was the freaking live bands every night.
Yeah, that
you
was
guys
sick.
put on a
You
show.
make my mom happy hearing that. She likes that. She's
I
all
love
about that
it.
DJ.
I love it. We'll be back just for the live bands. The live
awesome.
atmosphere at night. I mean, so that's my next question is you guys both have tracks. After racing, do you take over those tracks? What's the plan?
I would like to. Yeah, I've grown up doing it. It's I feel like it's a part of me. So yeah, I mean, my dad, he works his tail off. I mean, we don't have any type of scale track like Millville, but it's a small night track, and we have a lot of races, a lot of hometown people that come out there, and yeah, that's something that I would like to do. I'd see that's pretty fun. I do go home every now and then, and I do help my dad with the track prep. It's not easy, but yeah, I mean, I would see myself doing something like
Is
that.
he asking when are you coming back from
Oh,
California?
my dad wants me to come home
Yeah,
all the
same.
time. Dude,
Same
my
with
dad's
you.
like,
Same with you. When are you coming back to
Yeah.
Minnesota?
Well,
Run the
I think
track.
like A-Ray and I would do. We've lived, breathe, and sleep, eat moto for the last 10 years. Like a decade of our lives. So it's pretty clear. Like we have a passion for the sport. And like his family owning a track, my family owning a track. Like you want to kind of keep that passion going and be involved in moto, right? And keep it going so the younger generation has a facility or tracks. I mean, let's face it, tracks are becoming harder and harder to come by, so, I mean, if we can keep tracks open and keep the younger generation going and stuff, ultimately we love this sport and we want to keep it going, so.
Absolutely. So Jackson and I and Randy Pine and Tana, my wife, we own a track. We just started it. We've only
Nice.
had one ride day, one race. And so that leads us into I've got to put a plug in for Bubs Creek. We had some flack, and I'm going to tell you about that. We named our track Bubs Creek, okay?
Okay.
Bubbs Creek, okay? And it's Oklahoma's newest motocross track. If you guys are running through the area, call me. I'll
Okay.
prep the track. We'll
All right.
ride. It's amazing. And I'm saying that it's my track, but I love it. It's amazing. We've got like 4 different styles of dirt. Our next ride day is Saturday, March 27th. It's just a ride day, 10 to 4 p.m. But the reason I want to bring that up is because you guys are sons of track owners.
oh yeah.
And I want to know, is it going to keep – I mean, is that your plan? I mean,
I mean,
kind of –
I mean, I don't know if it's a plan, but it's definitely there. It's something that I would like to do if I were to move back to Tennessee, which my family definitely wants me to do. I've been in California for about 4 years now, and I do miss home, but I just feel like it's not time for me to move back there yet. But once I do, I feel like that's one of the things that's on my list.
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page. It's like, you only get this opportunity to be a professional motocross racer for so long, and like once it's done, it's like the track's not really going anywhere. So I'd like to kind of fulfill that, that dream of mine and finish my career, and then head back and help
So
out
you
mom
are.
and pa,
So you are gonna
Millville
help.
in some capacity. Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Millville. I was born in '89. Been there my whole life, and my parents have owned Millville since '88. It's been a national on the circuit for 30 plus years. So you'd hate to see that like go to someone and then like it maybe fall apart or whatever. So
Yeah,
I
yeah, for
definitely
sure.
want to keep that going.
We
My
will
granddad
definitely keep
owned a racetrack called Jack's Motocross Park in Tennessee, and my dad owns a night track
What's
back
your dad's
there.
called?
Powerline Supercross.
Powerline.
Need to
Yeah,
go
so it's
there.
like we got power lines running like right across of it. So yeah, I mean
See, that's
what we
why
call
like a lot of names are like
Yeah.
that because
So-
like ours is because of my Uncle Bubba's
Right.
Creek.
So back to
literally,
that story.
yeah.
Tell them why you named it Bubs Creek.
Yeah,
you
I mean,
named
like,
it.
So we go and we're just trying to get across the creek first because you got to get across the creek to do anything.
There were trees
There.
everywhere.
Yeah.
You could
Okay.
not see
So-
the
There you
track.
go.
We
Yeah.
plowed everything down.
Dude, this creek was such a pain. Like we I've dug the skid steer there, the dozer there.
We buried the dozer.
Buried the dozer. Like
That's
buried.
happened. Yep.
So,
Like quicksand.
so I was like, dude, everybody calls my Uncle Bubba, and it's his land. And so I was like, dude, we got to just call it Bub's Creek.
And
That's
he
a good
didn't even
name.
know.
It's his creek,
That's a
dude.
good
He
name.
didn't at the time. He's never been to Bud's Creek in
Oh, yeah.
Maryland.
Yeah, I mean,
we
I
got
knew
some-
of it, but I didn't
That place is
think.
hell. It's
Oh,
hot
yeah.
there. Wow.
We got some flack over the name. I saw it on Reddit, which I didn't even know what Reddit was. I guess people go to Reddit like to do a review. And they're like,
okay.
oh, look at these guys. They named their track after Bud. I was like, wait. No, we
Maybe because
didn't.
the creek sucks.
And so I laid out the outline. I was like, there's 5 creeks running through the property, and his uncle's name is Bubba. I was like,
There you go.
this is totally innocent. We did not mean to do that. It just literally fell into place. And next thing you know, it's like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. I'll take
Yeah.
it.
All
That's
right.
like a compliment, really,
Oh,
to
yeah.
Jonathan Beasley.
I mean, you're a different state, so
Right.
Yeah.
different area code. You're
Yeah,
fine.
way different area.
Yeah.
Guys, it's 7 after 9. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Dude, man, it was great. Thanks for having us.
Alex Ray, Alex Martin, guys, watch these guys in the Supercross series. What are we on, round 10? Round
No,
11?
I think 12?
Well,
I think
yeah,
it's
I lost
12. Yeah,
count.
we're
lost
almost
count.
at the last
So
leg of this thing.
This Saturday night is the finale of the trio in Arlington. Guys, tune into NBC Sports. I'm not putting a plug in for those guys, but
Yeah.
but thank you guys for coming out. Did you have fun?
Oh, yeah. I had
Yeah,
an
thanks
awesome
for having
time.
us.
And
That was
would
The
good.
dinner was great.
Would you throw a shout out for me? I'm
Oh,
probably the
yeah.
only guy that has like only a few hundred followers that's
Hey, that's
interviewing
okay.
guys with millions.
Hey, that's okay.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Just gotta tag us on Instagram.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
Of course. Yeah, we'll repost for sure.
Guys, we'll be rooting you on Saturday from the couch. Good luck.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Let me save this.